Dear students, I am Nilanjana Sanyal, an online math tutor from India. I tutor students of the IB and the IGCSE boards from grades 9 to 12. This is my website www.nsonlinemathtutoring.com. You may visit my website to know about my tutoring services in more detail. Okay? So now today we will be learning about the geometric means. We have learnt about the arithmetic means when we were learning the arithmetic sequences, and this time we will be learning about the geometric means. What do we mean by this term geometric means? If A, B and C are three consecutive terms of a geometric sequence or a geometric progression, then B is said to be the geometric mean of A and C. Now this is in relation to the geometric sequence or geometric progression. In general, you may be given two numbers and you may be asked to find the geometric mean of those two numbers. Not necessarily that those two numbers will be two numbers from any geometric sequence. Okay. So, but since we are learning geometric sequences and geometric means is also related to geometric sequences, therefore, in context to geometric sequences, what is the meaning of the term geometric mean? That is what I am giving. So, for any geometric sequence, if you are having three consecutive terms as A, B and C, the middle term, the middle number will be said to be the geometric mean of the previous number and the next number. And B is equal to the positive square root of A times C. The product of the two numbers, the positive square root of the product of the two numbers. Okay. In general, you may have two numbers, you may have three numbers. If you are having three numbers and you are asked to find the geometric mean of the three numbers, instead of taking the square root, you have to take the cube root and so on. But every time it will be the positive square root or cube root, nth root, whatever it is the positive value. Okay. But in relation to the geometric sequence or geometric progression that we are learning, the geometric mean means that if you are having three consecutive terms, the middle term is said to be the geometric mean of the previous term and the next term. Okay. And geometrically, it is equal to the side length of a square, which is having the same area as the rectangle with side lengths A and C respectively. Okay. So what does this part mean? Suppose we are having one rectangle . This is the rectangle and this is the square. Obviously, they are not drawn to scale. Okay. And suppose this length is A and this is C. Therefore, the area of this rectangle will be equal to AC. Right. And the area of this square should also be equal to AC. So, what will be the side length of the square? Obviously, it will be equal to positive square root of the product AC. Okay. So, the geometric mean is equal to the side length of the square. And since it is the side length, obviously, it has to be a positive number. Okay. So, and now coming to the limitation. One of the major limitations of the geometric mean is that if one of the two numbers A or C is negative, the geometric mean becomes an imaginary number. It no longer remains a real number, because if you are taking the square root of, say, A is equal to -4 and B is equal to 6. And AC, the product will be equal to -24. Okay. So what is this value? What is the value of under root -24? It is definitely not a real number. It is not a real number. Therefore, if you have one of the two numbers whose geometric mean you want to find out to be a negative number, the geometric mean becomes meaningless. This is one of the major limitations of the geometric mean. Okay. So now that we have come to know about the geometric mean, what do we mean by this term, geometric mean? Let us solve one or two questions on geometric means topic. Okay. Insert 5 geometric means between 1 and 27. So let's start with our answer. One and 27. Fine. So we write 1 and we write 27. Did you watch my video when we had inserted arithmetic mean between two given numbers? I'd definitely be asking you to watch that video in case you do not know how to insert numbers between two numbers, which will be forming an arithmetic sequence. Okay. So there should be 5 numbers, and I will be giving you the link to that video in the description area. Okay. So that you may watch that video in case you have not watched it till now. And the 5 numbers that I have to insert will be these. Okay. So there are 5 places in between 1 and 27. And all these 7 terms taken together will obviously be making up a geometric sequence. Now, 1 is the first term, so it is U1, right? And this is the second term, so it is U2, U3, U4, U5, U6, and U7, okay? U7 is equal to 27 and U1 is equal to 1. And since this is a geometric sequence, so there will be a common ratio. So let me write, let the common ratio be R. Okay. Therefore, U7 should be equal to U1 times R to the power of 6. 7 minus 1, that is 6. So U1 is equal to 1. We do not know the value of R. So I'm keeping it as it is. R to the power of 6 is equal to U7 is equal to 27, right? So R to the power of 6 is equal to 27. Now we have to find the value of R. This is an exponential equation. So let me express the right hand side of this equation in form of some exponent. It is 3 to the power of 3, right? But in exponential equations, often we solve exponential equations by making the powers of both the sides of the equation the same, and then we equate the bases, or we make the bases the same and we equate the powers. The bases cannot be made the same because over here we are having a variable. So our target will be to make the powers the same. But over here it is 3 and this is 6. Therefore, I have to convert this to 6. How do I get that? I can write 3 as root 3 whole square. And this whole thing is getting raised to the power of 3. So this is equal to root 3 to the power of 6. Okay. Now, in case you are not comfortable with the solving of the exponential equations, I will definitely making video sessions on the topic indices, powers and exponents in future, but for the present moment, please take it for granted that this happens. Okay. And now we are having r to the power of 6 equal to root 3 to the power of 6. So the powers are the same, hence we can equate the bases. Therefore, we get the numerical value of r as root 3. I am not taking negative root 3. Positive root 3 and the negative root 3, these two will be the only two roots, the only two real roots. We are taking the sixth root of both the sides. So there will be other roots as well. We are not sure of what will be the other root values, but we know that one of the real roots will be root 3 and the other root will be negative root 3. Okay, I'm not going into the details as whether they are repeated roots or not. For this present question, we are not interested in getting those answers. Since they are asking for geometric means, we know that it has to be a positive number. Therefore, I am taking the r value to be equal to positive root 3 and nothing else. Okay. So, I have got the common ratio of this geometric sequence as positive root 3 and u1 as 1. Therefore, we will be able to get every other term of this geometric sequence. What will be u2 equal to? u2 is equal to u1 times r. So, 1 times r is root 3, therefore, this is root 3. u3 equal to u1 times r square. Root 3 whole square is 3, 1 times 3 is 3. Then, obviously, it will be 3 root 3, then 9, and finally, this is 9 root 3, which when multiplied with root 3 will be giving us 27. This is our validity check. This proves that whatever numbers we have inserted are correct. Okay. And these are all positive numbers because they have asked us to insert 5 geometric means. Had they asked us to insert 5 numbers so that all 7 of them make up a geometric sequence, then we could have taken the value of r as negative root 3 as well. But they are asking for the geometric means, hence we cannot take this negative value. Okay. So these are the 5 numbers. So our answer will be root 3, 3, 3 root 3, 9 and 9 root 3. This will be our answer, sorry. This will be our answer for this question. Let us move on to the next question. The arithmetic mean of the two numbers is 15 and their geometric mean is 9. Find the two numbers. Okay, in this case, they are not saying whether they are from any arithmetic sequence or geometric sequence. Only arithmetic mean is 15 and the geometric mean is 9. So let's start with our answer. First of all, let the two numbers be A and B. Okay. So what will be the arithmetic mean? I am writing A dot M for the arithmetic mean. It will be obviously equal to A plus B by 2. In case you do not know the formula for the arithmetic mean, I would definitely be asking you to watch my video on arithmetic means and arithmetic sequences. Okay. So this should be equal to 15. Arithmetic mean is equal to 15 and geometric mean is equal to 9. So we get A plus B is equal to 15. This becomes our first equation, and the geometric mean is under root AB. This is equal to 9. So what is the value of AB? AB is equal to 9 square, which is equal to 81. Okay. This becomes our second equation. We are having two equations and two variables. Therefore, we should be able to get the numerical values of these two variables. What do? We may express this variable b in terms of a from this first equation. B is equal to, sorry, this is not 15, sorry, very sorry. B is equal to 30 minus A. Okay. So, now I substitute this value of B in this equation 2. Therefore, we get A and 30 minus A is equal to 81. Or 30A minus A square is equal to 81. This is a quadratic equation, so we should be able to solve. A square minus 30A plus 81 is equal to 0. Okay. So, I am using the quadratic formula. A is equal to minus B, so it is 30 plus minus under root negative 30 whole square is 900 minus 4AC, 4 times 1 times 81 over 2A, so it is 2 times 1. So this is equal to 30 plus minus under root 900 and 4 times 81 is 324. Okay. 324, 900 minus 324 over 2. So what is this equal to? A is equal to under root 900 minus 324. It is 24, okay. So this is equal to 30 plus minus not under root, plus minus 24 over 2. Therefore, if it is plus 24, 30 plus 24 is 54 divided by 2 will be giving us the value of A as 27. 54 divided by 2 is equal to 27. So, A is either equal to 27 or A is equal to, if I take the minus sign, 30 minus 24 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3. A is equal to 3. Okay. So, if A is 27, what is the value of B? 30 minus 27 will be equal to 3. And when A is 3, 30 minus 3 is equal to 27. So, the numbers are equal to 3 and 27. Okay. Doesn't matter which is the A value and which is the B value. They are 3 and 27. So, let us write the answer. 3 and 27. We can verify 3 plus 27 is 30, divided by 2 is 15. And this one is 3 times 27 is 81. Under root of 81, positive square root of 81 is 9. Okay. So this is our answer for this question. Now we have come to the last part of the entire series of 7 video sessions on the topic geometric sequence, and this is the 8th session actually on geometric means. We end this topic over here, and next topic will be the finite geometric series. So before we go to the finite geometric series topic, let me have some homework. There are 2 homework questions, and I am very sure that you will be able to solve these because we have solved so many questions on this topic, geometric sequences, and now we have solved 2 questions on geometric means. So I'm sure that you will be able to solve these 2 questions. But in case you are having some difficulty, please feel free to write to me in the comment area. Okay. So question 1 says, if x minus 2, x minus 1 and 3x minus 5 are the first 3 terms of a GP or geometric progression, find the possible values of x. Possible values of x, so it may be 1 value, it may be more than 1 value for x, okay? And question 2 says, find the first term of the sequence 4, 4 root 3, 12, 12 root 3, dot, dot, dot. And in this case, they are not mentioning what type of a sequence is this. It may be an arithmetic sequence, it may be a geometric sequence, it may be some other type of a sequence as well. Okay? You have to find that first, that what type of a sequence is this. It is having a common ratio of root 3, therefore it has to be a geometric sequence. And you have to get the first term of this geometric sequence which exceeds 4800. This value. Okay. So students, let us stop over here for today. We will be meeting very soon with our next video session. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Please give this video a like in case you found it useful. And in case you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel till now, please subscribe. It will be motivating me to make more math videos which may help you in your math classes. Okay? And do not forget to press the bell icon. You will be getting notified as soon as I publish a new video. So bye for now.